Yes.
Okay, this is the budget and finance meeting for Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council for November 2nd, 2022. So roll call, Vic.
Here.
John.
Sometimes here.
Melanie. Here.
Don't shake your head, Vic.
Lori is going to be late, so I'll mark her not here now and then what time she's in when she comes in. So let's get the agenda, share screen, agenda. So so any public comment at all?
I noticed on the I got an email, the email from Shauna that you got
About
that she approved the candy cane, and then the parade. Does that mean?
No, not the candy cane, just the parade so far.
Oh no, I got an email saying that she did.
Oh, because I think it's just the parade. It's a letter that we can sign for the parade.
Right, for the parade, but hang on.
I think the other one said it didn't need to be explicitly approved.
Right, the one on the parade. She said here, good afternoon. Please be advised that your event request for Candy Cane Lane schedule on Friday, December 2nd has been approved. Please find me approved.
It must be on an email that I didn't check yet because I've been going back and forth with her. Long story, but it's been an absolute nightmare right now.
Right. But the event, she said the other one, the parade, that they didn't have to give the consent. All you got to do is sign.
No, what happened was I didn't have to get an event approval. I had the same BS, get approval in order to sign the application.
Oh, okay.
And so they sent a letter approving that I can sign the application for us to participate.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can do that now. So I'm going to do that once I have a stable. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Here it is. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there it is. I'm using my phone, my poor phone. Hopefully they don't take my data all away from me and charge me extra for that. That's going to really be a bummer. But anyway, that being said, that's good. I can order the ornaments now too.
Yeah. You got my email on that, right?
Right. And I got a thing where they gave me $20 free credit too.
Oh, good.
I was like, okay, if they'll let me use that.
Yeah, and I think they got free shipping too now.
So if they'll let me use the $20 free credit, that would be great too.
Awesome.
So anyway, so that's that. I just want to say that I think the town hall went really well.
It was good. Yeah. It was good. I just expected a lot more stakeholders, but
I expected more stakeholders, and I expected the city department. Well, I was hoping the city departments wouldn't welsh out 45 minutes before the town hall like they did.
Yeah. Well, that's Jimmy Kim, right?
Yeah, the head of Rec and Park, the executive director. So yeah, I was a little embarrassed by that, but
everybody else did. I asked some questions so that would push them to answer about budgets,
right?
How they're police officers, how do you know how many members we went? So that was good.
A lot of it's going to come down to the budget. It's going to come down to money.
It is, and that's what we all know that. It's
and we all know that.
The almighty dollar.
But also, I think a lot of it too is going to come down to how hard we want to push to make them do their jobs and to listen to us and take us seriously, because I think, and this is why he felt entitled that he could at 45 minutes cancel, is because they look at neighborhood councils as they don't have to answer to us, that we're nothing, that we're lowly, that we aren't of any significance to their job or to anything. And that's the problem. And so we've got to stay on this. Vic?
Remember, this is public comment,
that.
heard only, not discussed.
I know. So anyway, we'll move on. So the MER, we do not have, as you know, because it's the 2nd of the month. And so we'll move on to the budget. And so let's see, that's not it. The budget, let me stop screen share and pull up the other thing here. This is the budget. We have $29,776.39. But so far, so good. All of this will start to change for next month once we start spending the money for the Candy Cane Lane and the parade and all of that, the newsletter.
The newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that'll start to change. And Lori's here.
Sorry about that. I had a meeting.
That's all right. But yeah, so we're good. So do I have a motion to approve this?
I motion the approval.
Okay.
Second.
Second, Lori.
I missed the discussion. Is there anything I need to know? It's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah, nah, we just haven't really paid much other than minutes and the mailroom, but more stuff will start coming out. We paid the printing for the park.
Did you get a quote from Reed?
Still not, and I have really no internet today at all. I'm bouncing off my phone right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to follow up with him tomorrow, hopefully after my internet and my cable gets fixed.
Okay. All right. Something's wrong in River City there that he's not answering you.
I wonder if he's not the person.
I check with Doug.
Yeah.
I thought we've always dealt with him, the same guy all the time.
But jobs always change. You know, it's been the pandemic. Maybe his job isn't his job anymore.
I thought he was the owner, but so.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I thought he was the rep.
No. So. All right. So we need to vote on this, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So all those in favor?
Aye.
So 4-0. Okay, the other thing, let's see, stop share, go to share screen again. So, discussion, there was no money requests. Okay, so this is the next thing. After talking with Ray, and Lori, you saw my email today.
Yeah, I mean, could they be any more evasive?
I know it. And then the reply, I forwarded the reply because she only replied to me. Just so you could see it, what's going on and what the responses are. I quoted her both emails, what she said to me in the email.
Ray should go to Cruella and you know.
He should go to what?
Cruella.
Well,
I'm sorry, the general manager.
The directions that I got were a hint that Bonk needs to be advised.
Well, that's what he should go. Well, I realize this is from the city clerk, but honestly, Dunn should be concerned that the city clerk is not giving us our rollover funds.
Thomas Sung and Octaviano were CC'd on my email.
Okay.
So
this is the letter you did today. Okay.
This is the letter that I am having sent to Bonk.
Do you need, okay, you're sending it as a neighborhood council treasurer?
Yep.
So are you allowed to send a letter as a treasurer to Bonk without the board seeing it?
The board will see it, but we're sending it on behalf, because of Ray being president, it causes a conflict. So I'm taking that conflict away and have it come from budget and finance, and the board approving that budget and finance can send it.
Okay, but you won't be able to send it then till the board meeting in 2 weeks.
Right.
Wow. You have 2 attendees. Are they students?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So Dear Bonk Commissioners, we, the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council Budget and Finance Committee, request that Bonk do an internal investigation regarding the rollover distribution of money to neighborhood councils for fiscal year 2021-22. The neighborhood councils received communication at the beginning of July from the city's clerk's office that stated the funding program will notify NCs of their fiscal year closing balance, including rollover funds, on August 1st or next business day. The NC may need to revise its annual budget to account for any rollover funds received after August 1st. Available rollover funds will be added to your NC funding account, and when the NC has submitted a revised annual budget, including the rollover funds, okay? On September 30th, 2022, our neighborhood council reached out to the I gotta fix that.
See, when you say it out loud.
To the city clerk's office on the status of the rollover funds, and the city clerk replied, I currently do not have a timeline. The year-end report is still under review and the city controller's office, we will send a communication to the NCs once the report has been finalized. We still have not received the rollover funds, and as far as we are aware, this is the same situation for all 99 neighborhood councils. Many neighborhood councils plan big budgetary items around their rollover funds, and this is not fiscally sustainable to the neighborhood council system. Regards.
Are you going to add anything about the responses you got today?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. How would
The latest one from Shauna was basically, I don't know.
Yeah, so how would I incorporate that into this to make it still jive?
Well, the same as you did with that paragraph that starts on September 30th.
Right.
Say on whatever date you sent that to her, or
today
what you got
on November 2nd.
On
on November
15.
What the heck? What did it just do?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
The cursor was
on November 22nd, 2002. Email, correspondence stated
I guess technically is this an item to be moved to send?
What?
Is this agenda item something that we are voting on to send?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Then I suppose we should move that this letter be sent and second it so we can discuss officially.
Okay, let's see.
Because right now we're discussing it and we don't have anything to discuss officially.
There. What do you mean it's on the agenda?
Right, but aren't we supposed to move it, second it, and then discuss?
I guess, yeah.
So I move that this letter be sent as addressed.
Okay, so I just fixed that. So how does that look?
Is somebody going to second?
I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we can discuss to.
There, so what do you think?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Looks good.
Yeah, so that's it. Oh,
I would say from the,
that's city clerk.
from the,
does that suffice? Do you think?
I would think that should do it.
Is there anything in the rollover process where it says when the rollover should be issued to
August 1st, 2020 of the
following year of the new fiscal year?
Yes.
Okay, so it does say that.
Yes.
So, and now we're in November.
Yep, and that's my point. We still not received it,
Yeah.
and we're still here. We are in
And
November.
I gather from your emails that you don't know if this is specific to us or they haven't done it to all neighborhood councils.
She led me to believe that it's all initially because she said that they haven't completed the audit for neighborhood councils, the controller. Where does she say that? The under review.
Why do they have to complete the audits of all of them?
Your report is under review.
I don't understand why all the audits have to be completed before we get
right, because there's some neighborhood councils that are bumbling with their money. They aren't doing things properly. There's a lot of problems. They're in, you know, exhaustive efforts and all of that because of not doing things properly. And I'm afraid that that's holding up everybody else getting their money because they aren't doing things right. And they should pull those people out aside and complete everybody else's and hold up theirs, you know, if that's the case.
Or at least as they finish auditing each NC, they should release the money for the NC they finished.
Right, they should, but I think they do it all as a batch all at once. And so if there's a few bad apples, I think they're letting them hold up everybody, which isn't okay.
Right, they like you said, they should pull them out and not the rest.
So everybody's good with sending this to the neighborhood council then?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think we should be more heavier handed, but myself. It's just not right. They constantly hold us accountable for things being on, you know, done by certain dates, but it's apparently a one-way street.
Well, do as I say, not as I do isn't a big shock.
Yep.
Well, we could start, you know, as there are two things we can do. Either we revise the letter to be more heavy-handed, or we start with this one and then we do another one later that's more heavy-handed.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. Let's start off a little softer. I think that's a good.
I think this is our first attempt, and I think getting Bonk involved, this whole bit of about it, them doing an internal investigation, I think it'll hopefully open up some eyes to this. I get that it is an election year. I get, you know,
So,
but you know,
yeah, you know, we Melanie, we haven't necessarily needed our funds immediately, but you can't really plan on money you don't have. We all know that's a bad policy, and there might be other neighborhood councils who did need their funds.
Well, right, and that's what I pointed out, that a lot of neighborhood councils, I know a couple of them, that they were using their roller money because they didn't have enough money in their neighborhood council funds to do it necessarily this year, you know, this last fiscal year, but they were using their rollover funds. So combined with money they got this year to do an event that they were doing.
No, there's no excuse for this delay. And also, you shouldn't be having to beg for information. They should be forthcoming saying, here's the situation. We know we're late. Here's what's going on. That's the only thing I would have added in this letter, you know, but leave it like it is. In the next round,
that's really a good idea, Lori, actually. Where would you put that though? Where there's
I think that there's enough content in this letter. I agree with Vic that this is a good start.
I wouldn't, yeah. Let's not give them a whole load of stuff right off the bat. Give them this, and then we can hit them with the next one.
And then after the fact, we can say in the future, you know, we need transparency. We need proactive information. And they're causing problems from themselves, because if we're bugging them about this, there's probably quite a few, maybe not 99, but quite a few neighborhood councils.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Communication and the answering and the waste of time that they could have just proactively sent information and we'd know what was going on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That is troublesome.
So that's part of transparency in getting ahead of something. Don't wait before, you know, to the point where you're behind and you have to defend yourself. That's not a good way to approach things. And what does the election year have to do with it? That they're, you know, they've got issues because they, you know, if they can't handle doing the rollover standard process and doing the election at the same time, then they need to give one of those up or hire more people.
Exactly.
Or get the right person to do the job.
Well, we don't know what, okay, remember, it's my practice not to judge the person we're dealing with, because you have no idea what's been thrust on their table.
Right. And it's the controller's office.
Yes.
Responsible for this audit. So it's a different department. It's not the city clerks.
No, but like Lori says, though, they should have common courtesy to let us know, look, we're sorry for the delay. We're having some issues here and there. Give us another month or 3 weeks, you know, we'll be sending them out.
Exactly. And there's been that I've had to poke the bear 3 times to ask now about.
I know, but we shouldn't have to go, you know, same thing as, you know, I shouldn't have to tell Santa Claus what I want every year.
My first bear poke was in July, and the response that I got. The second bear poke, I waited until September 30th when I hadn't seen anything and poked the bear again. And now we're on November 2nd, and I poked the bear today to get some sort of explanation. And that the last
have you talked at all to Octaviano about this issue?
Yeah, and he said there was some problems with the audits, is all he said.
That's all he's able to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at what point, you know, it used to be that this stuff was all handled by the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. And I don't know, it was like about 4 or 5 years ago when they moved all the funding over to the city clerk. And we were all happy about it at the time, like, oh, maybe we'll get better service.
The Department of Empowerment was having problems handling it. So they had a different department exclusively handle the funding. But now they seem to, I don't know. So the other thing on here is discussion about the timeline of NPGs. Basically, I was basing the rollover money to roll that into NPGs, but until we receive the rollover money, we can't really talk about NPGs.
True.
My feeling is let's wait until the first of the year.
I agree. And until we know how much money we have, I would agree with that. What about everybody else? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. We wait till we see what we get with the rollover.
And down the road, we'll say, it was your fault that we couldn't give out neighborhood purpose grants earlier.
Yes. But also, you know, part of me, and I hate to be like, kind of like, you know, second guessing things and putting something out there, knock on wood here, but I just hope this isn't, oh, well, you know, you didn't spend it, so you aren't going to get it now because we have no money for the rollover funds, because we're going to give neighborhood councils that money for the rollout for the hybrid.
Well, I hope they don't do that. They can't do that.
I just hope they don't say all of a sudden they don't have the money to pay everybody their rollovers.
Well.
Yeah.
It's going
Are
to be
you
one of the.
sorry, or you talking?
I'm sorry, what are you saying? That they might come back and say they don't have the money to pay the
That's a
rollover?
possibility. They could say that they don't have money in the budget, that there is no money for the rollovers, and because this is the other thing. Our neighborhood council was selected as being one of the pilot programs for the hybrid.
Why is that?
I said, are you guys crazy to take our neighborhood council? We have no Wi-Fi. And they said, well, that's why we chose you, because we're going to use it as a pilot to try and see if the whatever what are they called? The things work, the little boost things for Wi-Fi.
Do we have a choice on being a pilot neighborhood council, or can we say thank you, but no, we'll let somebody else be the guinea pig?
The problem is that when our surveys were filled out for our neighborhood council, we had 100% people saying they wanted to do it.
Wanted to do what?
To be a pilot, to do the hybrid.
That's what they're telling you. How many people do you think from our neighborhood council really even answered that survey? 2, 3?
There was 6.
6. Okay. And we have 17 board members.
That's hardly 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just asking
I said no.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody else they said yes, that answered the questionnaire.
You know what? They're hurting. Nobody wants to be the beta testers.
And I'm like, our meeting place is problematic. It really is. There's no acoustics. There's no airflow. There's no Wi-Fi. And they're like, well, your board gets to vote on it if they want to do it or not. And then if not, that they're going to have Central do it. Central's the backup.
Well, anyway, what else do we need to discuss? Because there's nothing that we can discuss on that here.
What I'm thinking, they're going to city council and to empower LA to ask for money for the hybrids to get their equipment for the hybrid thing for each neighborhood council. And I'm wondering if somewhere along the line, they're going to pull you don't get your rollover, but you get money for your hybrid.
Oh, they're going to take money out of our rollover for it?
Or not give the rollovers to NCs.
All right. I have to tell you, I have no patience for this nonsense.
If they want to riot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We have enough troubles just getting done what we need to get done without them throwing monkey wrenches in our way.
So Vic, we have to put that on the agenda too when I do my update for EVG.
You mean you will have to make sure you send it to me?
Yeah, exactly.
So what you want to say is, what you're saying is you want to bring it to the board. Do you want to be one of the beta test or pilot programs?
Well, just say that we've been picked, and are we wanting to, do we all agree to it?
Well, it's hard to answer that when you don't know when you don't have the funding implications. Like, they may pick you, but how much is it going to cost us? If you don't know how much it costs, you can't reasonably vote on something like that.
Well, they're going to try and get money from the city council above and beyond our money that we have in our funds.
The city council, the dysfunctional city council.
Yeah.
But you still need to know what are the monetary implications one way or the other.
And we won't know those yet, but we have to find out, in order to get that, we have to get the buy-in from everybody on the board. Whether or not
I can't see city council voting for all neighborhood councils to be funded for this.
14 neighborhood councils that are the pilots.
Yes, but if they give it to the pilot ones, they're going to have to give it to everybody. This is setting a precedent.
Yeah,
I know.
Because it's setting a precedent.
And then they're going to come back and say, "Oh, that's coming out of your fund."
Yeah.
So, all right.
And let the ride begin.
So anyway, so that be it. Anybody got anything else before we adjourn?
Yeah, I had sent you a draft of a new brochure.
It looks good.
Yeah, well, Ray said he had a bunch of changes. I just decided we really didn't have it voted for a budget. We're jamming it through too quickly. If we can get the newsletter done in time, to be at Candy Cane Lane. That's better. And then we could take our time and do the brochure. I'm already on overload just to get the newsletter done on time. And that's already through the budget. I don't want to fight with anybody that we create this brochure and then they don't want to spend the money to print it. So I'd rather we went through if you're okay with that. I'd like to hold off.
That's fine.
Yeah. And I had talked about it to John, where's John? John, where are you?
We've got a chair.
We got a chair. Yeah. So he was okay with that too. I did it like in half an hour of doctoring up a previous.
Do we have some brochures still to give out?
No, but if we have the newsletter, that should suffice.
Oh, we went through all those that we had before?
The brochures?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're old. And they're out of date anyway. The committees aren't right. And yeah.
Okay.
So, and also a lot of the emergency information is not current. I took that emergency information that you had provided me and I whittled it down to just the most important, the 311 and the LA HOP and, when to call the police department instead of all those numbers.
Probably should put parking enforcement on there too.
I maybe, but I mean, also what we could do is provide a link to our website where they can find all those numbers instead of trying to print them all on a tiny little brochure.
But sometimes on the brochure, if you have it right there, you can just look at that without scrambling to go locate it out.
Oh no, I understand. I do. I thought I included parking enforcement, but if I didn't.
If your Wi-Fi is down.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
You have no Wi-Fi. But
well, we really should put emergency numbers in the newsletter. So
we should.
Yeah, that'd be a good place.
All right. What else, kids? I got my booster yesterday. I'm feeling icky.
I have to go the 7th. So fun. Anyway. But yeah, so I think we're done. So I'm going to end the meeting. We next meeting will be on December 7th at 5 p.m. also. And that will be the last one that will be at 5. Just these two, because I graduate on the 7th.
That's what you think. You're not there yet. Okay.
From the police academy.
You're projecting. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. And thank you to the students who attended.
All righty. But thanks, everybody. And see you at the board meeting.
Sorry, I got the guy came for the sprinkler in the back.
Oh,
my daughter's dogs chewed the wire that goes to it.
It's always something.
Oh yeah.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
I gotta call the boys in New York. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Whoops.